Where should I start? Oh, at the beginning, and when I get to the end, I'll stop, right? This is from the first panel that I ever went on. Leading up to this was some, I don't want to say boring shit, but whatever. What definitely happened was I asked a question in the chat. In the chat on this channel called Steph L. A channel that I landed on after following a link that Mandy C had shared. Okay? When I, figuratively, walked into this chat room or whatever it's called, I was told by the channel hostess that she was a subscriber to my channel. And let's just say that at the time that this happened, in July of 2021, that you were willing or did or could or should or might or whatever believe the worst version of Shift happens. Shift happens, the most vile and vicious and vulgar of all of the Lana haters that there are. Whatever. That's not true. But if you want it to be, fine. So understand that Shift happens, the one that invented hating Lana because, yup, has this subscriber named Steph L. What are the fucking odds? How many subscribers did Shift Happens have in July of 2021? Spoiler alert, not that many. And many of you would say, still, whomever I am, although, as you know, my channel's not called Shift Happens. No, it's Shift Happens, what? Copyright, trademark. Get it right. Especially on court documentation. I don't want to get into it. Or do I? Welcome to the game. Just kidding, welcome to this. This is all that this is just going to be this. No more, no less, just this. Okay? So again, what this is this is a portion of a live stream that took place on a channel called Stephanie L. Okay? Later it will be called Missing in Life. Later, Bitch for Life. Now Bitch Talks, or who the fuck cares? Or maybe I do, because they are someone that I used to celebrate. Not because of this experience, because this experience was not fun. Spoiler alert. This was not a fun experience. What happened after it was worse. And then it got good. I thought it got transformative, really. And I don't waste time trying to figure out why it is what it is now, but it is. And I'm being vague on purpose. It doesn't matter, really. But this happened. It happened. It actually factually happened. And it's just part of what happened as well. Okay? But what is not shown here is a question being asked in chat eventually. Eventually, a question is asked by me in chat. I typed it, not in fucking code. What was asked when it occurred to me, the one typing in chat, that, oh my word, I'm in a chat on a channel called Stephanie L. Or maybe it was Steph L. Whatever the fuck it was called. But that I knew that name. How did I know that name? And when I thought about it, I'll sort of haphazardly and nervously talk about it on panel, spoiler alert. But that was my truth. Is that all of a sudden, light bulb overhead, it occurred to me, oh my gosh, this could be one of the people that I saw what I would later term or learn the term dox or pretend that I even understand it now. And I don't even think that's what it was. I think it was an accidental reveal of what would maybe be desired to be personal private information, like somebody's mobile cell phone number. Is that redundant? Anywho, what I mean by that is that it occurred to me while typing in this chat on Stephanie or Steph's channel that I had seen somebody publish by what I believe was a mistake. Somebody called Stephanie and then a last name that started with L. I'll leave it out. And then it said another name, and it said assistant, YouTube, and I had a full on fucking phone number, okay? That's because what was shown on this video, or this live stream, really, which became a video, so I'm trying to use the right language, forgive me. Somebody had published their phone log, the whole damn screen. So the most recent phone log history was there. At some point, they also showed some of their text messages and some other stuff. I'll talk about it briefly. But what occurred to me, and thanks YouTube, of course, because this shows that Missing in Life is the channel holder, and again, that wasn't the name of her channel at the time. But at the time that this was captured, that was her channel name. My understanding is that this original stream, which had been modified in title, modified in description, eventually was deleted in its entirety. And so, But what happened in the comment section is even more interesting, I think, than what happened on panel. And yeah, spoiler alert. At the end of this, which again, this is not going to show the end of my first paneling up or whatever. This is going to show the beginning of that experience after what I typed, which was a question. What I had asked, I'll call her Missing in Life. What I had asked Missing in Life was, did she know Dylan Tallman? And although every question up to then had been answered, this question wasn't responded to. And my experience as somebody who also was experiencing glitches and weird shit at the time, because this was also, she was a new streamer, that's my understanding, and like basically every technical malfunction that could have occurred did occur, or the ones I knew of at the time. I'm sure I've made or experienced other ones since my time as somebody that hosts a channel? As irrelevant and shitty as mine is, of course. Oh, the robot problems I be having. But, moving on. I so wish I could. But, anywho, we're going back for now. But I asked this question. Did she know him? I wasn't asking it for funsies. I had a purpose because the person who showed their phone log publicly, I believe by mistake, was Dylan Tallman. Had the question been answered in chat, I would not have taken the link. Maybe the dynamics or the experience that I have wouldn't have shifted into what I am telling you happened. But I also learned later, and in the duration of the experience itself, which was extremely nerve-wracking, I learned that the people that were participating in this were very different than me. And the games that they play were ones I never heard of. Games like Whack-A-Troll or Whack-A-Mole or whatever the fuck it is. I ain't the one. But they were determined to make that so. They trusted that Mandy C was going to be able to identify who the fuck Shift was. I don't know why. But what I'm going to talk about nervously, haphazardly, quickly, and in a very cold, outside, uncomfortable situation, because I legitimately, after these strangers taunted me to panel the fuck up, I did. But to do so, I had to change locations, and so I rushed to do so. And and I remember thinking, what the fuck am I doing? But I also knew what had already happened to Shift in the month of June of 2021 because of Lana and her Lana Poodle bitches. And this seemed like no fucking way. Was this going to escape opportunity to shut it down immediately? Because by July, mid-July of 2021, what, the day before or what, the day after? What is it, Nina narrates? Because if this was, what, July 14 or 15, do you know? Of 2021, well, which date did Lana ask Nina narrates who is Shift? But if you ask me who Nina narrates is, well, she's someone who I recently asked if they were interested in exploring an apology that I know is due. And they freaked the fuck out and, you know, whatever. Whatever. I'm not a fan of Nina narrates. I also think that Nina narrates has been absolutely wrong by Lana Oriani. I also think that she's done a lot of wrong. Allegedly, for your entertainment purposes only, of course. Just saying. IMO. But IRL, too. Anyways, but yeah, I was outside. I was fucking cold. I was scared. I was overwhelmed, which is hilarious to assholes. But anyways, but had my question just been fucking answered, if Steph or Stephanie, if Missing in Life or Bitch or whatever had just talked, had just typed, had just fucking answered the question and said, no, I don't know Dylan, whatever, this all, I mean, who the fuck knows? I would like to think that I would not be in the situation that I'm in. And I believe that wholeheartedly. So, anywho, but this is what happened. All right, buckle up.
Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I've never done this before. I apologize. But yeah, all of my goofs are not anything but that, so whatever. I don't know where.
Oh, this is because Mandy C had made this suggestion that my typos were some sort of indication that I was some troll that she could identify, or somebody that she knew, or that it was some game or some bullshit. And no, they were just typos. So that's what I'm talking about.
I got cut off, but basically, I showed up to Lana's channel.
Oh, also, what's not here is the first thing that I ever said on any panel, which was basically like, hey, or hi, and then I immediately kicked myself off panel because I had never done it before. When I, quote unquote, dialed back up, which it's not, because there's no dial, but I could hear them talking shit about me. And I knew, I against everything that I knew and felt, my whole experience, I was like, fucking hang up, you know. This is stupid. This is like, what are you doing? But I was so interested in fucking not letting this situation escape itself, kind of like Lana, not let it avalanche. And I would never be able to anticipate what Lana would do. But I knew enough. And I didn't want this to also be a thing that I would later be like, oh, what if I had done something different? This was an actual attempt, first of all, to get in touch with someone because I had no idea how else to do it. I was a newbie. Get the fuck over it. And what I wanted to communicate to this person who had been hosting this whatever boring ass fucking stream, or the best one to date that she would claim, whatever the fuck it was, whatever it is for them, for me, for whatever. The point is that my truth, the actual fucking reality of why I did what I did, which is panel the fuck up, was because I wanted to make sure that this person who I didn't know was the right Steph L, but she might be, and she might not fucking know that her phone number has been put on blast, and I know it. And that's it. It ends there. If something were to later happen and I would know that like I could have warned her then, I would never be okay. So let it be fucking selfish or narcissistic or whatever the fuck it is that translates to you. That is my fucking truth. I believe that I knew something maybe about this person that I would want to fucking know, and I tried to tell them. And again, when I figuratively strutted into the room, demanding their attention and all their admiration. Just kidding. When I fucking participated in this chat, the first thing that I was told by Missing in Life was that she was a subscriber to my channel, so I also automatically assumed that she knew enough. I also knew that the only fucking reason that she would probably be a subscriber to mine is because of what? Extra as Fuck did. Extra as Fuck shared a link in Natasha Cooper's The Cunt video, if you're familiar, and bada bing bada boom. You know, Boston Supports Lana was the first subscriber, right? To my channel. I knew that name. I didn't know Stephels. Or an A or whatever. Or Lonnie. Aussie Purple. Or Tamara, Tam Tam, Ms. Teely. And at the time, I referred to Lonnie and Ms. Teely as my purple Aussie fairy friends in the chat. And my oh my, how wrong I was. But other people will tell you that I am unable or incapable or unwilling to admit that I'm wrong. And they're wrong about that. So, anywho. But, so I paneled up, kicked myself off, and then came back, heard them talking shit, and was like, oh, no. But I had something to say, and I'm stubborn as fuck.
I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like, I'm going to get new info by actual human because I don't live anywhere near this where these cases took place.
And I admit, this was not the best approach, but I believe that they fucking knew enough about who Shift was so that I could just say what I was saying. I was trying to lay the foundation, being like, yo, Lana's fucking crazy. You must know Lana's fucking crazy. You must know that Lana is like weirdly obsessed with my fucking channel. And it's problematic. I don't like it. It's fucking creepy. She keeps fucking with me. She keeps fucking with Extras Fuck. She's fucking with everybody. I don't understand it. She fucks with strangers. She fucks with people that she used to like or love. Like, it's a lot. And so is this experience for those that I'm talking to. And I get it. And I could be embarrassed, but I don't really care. It is what it is. I would have edited this and put in a different order because I think it would have made more sense if I were to do that. But number one, I don't do that shit. Number two, this is what happened. I'm not trying to manipulate it. I'm trying to share. I'm trying to showcase. So this is what happened. And I'm just trying to explain a little bit more that wasn't explained at the time. Even for them. Because they might still be confused. I don't fucking know.
I was actually super excited, except for that this person is like...
This is me explaining why the fuck I was a participant in Lana's channel. And why I went from being excited to be there to how I was feeling when I said these things.
Really, like, so harmful to the case. Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. And then, at some point, I actually got really scared for her because I'm like, this bitch is gonna get murdered. Like, she is fucking doing, like, some real life.
Not a threat. An opinion, a guess, a fucking guesstimation, really, because of what I had witnessed as a viewer of Lana's channel. I genuinely felt that way. There were times where I was grasping my phone, watching on a computer, and being like, oh no. This is bad. This fucking idiot is doing too much, saying too much, lying too much, endangering too many, fucking with everyone, anyone. Anyway.
Just hanging out with people, like, no offense to, like, what's happening, but, like, Sheldon's mom, like stabbed someone in the back, and, like, they're just...
Wait.
Maybe the neck. But something. Also, did I need to say that?
What are you talking about?
I'm lost. Her case, like Sheldon Jeter Jr. Like everybody she's like BFFs with. Like everybody has their hands in all sorts of crazy stuff. And Lana, again, like I didn't know who the fuck she was. I didn't know about Shazam. I had to learn it by like accident because she's labeling her videos with like as if that like.
So Mandy sees in the channel. I would hold on. She's talking about Angela Ferret. So for the record, because I told this to Cilantro. I said, I'm not the one that fucking came up with that shit. I heard it. I was introduced to you. I didn't know if maybe your avatar was a ferret and that was your fucking channel name. I genuinely thought that. I remember being surprised when I heard Angela P on panel for the first time. Tell me that I wasn't over on the fucking Detective Turtles channel when that shit went down, when I was fucking gaslit in front of everyone again. And I held my ground. I'm not ashamed of that experience. Because no fucking way did I disgrace anybody's deceased grandmother. No matter how much a fucking cartoon piece of shit fucking turtle tried to tell me that that's what had happened. Because they were trying to cover their own ass. Because they said too much. And they felt bad. And were trying to cover their tracks. But it's definitely not Irvin, right? Anyways. And everybody knows, right? The turtle detective doxed the shit out of me. Came up on my panel and doxed me. Like so many others have. But he got it right. I'm nobody. Dun dun dun. But anyways, is this Mandy C trying to suggest this shit? Huh? Also, what had happened before I paneled up? Something very specific. I asked a very specific other question. I asked what information that the channel operator, the channel owner, would get from me paneling up. Because I had learned, in finger quotes, from Lana, that if I ever did that I would be exposing information that she would wink into the camera and say, of course I would never panel up. Shift would never do that. Shifty Poo would never do that because that information is so sacred. But she also would say that she knew already, my name and my IP address. And I'm talking about shifts. So why the big mystery? She should have known. Back in June of 2021. When she was saying so surely that what? Shift was Larry. No. Shift was Mark G. No. Shift was JP. No. Shift was Aliquippa PD. No. And if this is a suggestion that I'm Angela, no. Also, Manny C will suggest that maybe I'm Lala, and also, no. But I did ask that question. So they are going to address certain things about it. And some of this conversation in chat is going to be responding to that too. And there's Lonnie saying that this person is putting on a voice, just saying. Huh. Okay. And maybe Mandy C is not suggesting that Shift is Angela. Maybe she's suggesting that Angela Ferris had suggested that Shift was someone else, which is what I've been saying for a very long time, and giving Angela P credit for. Because I do believe that she's the one that made this whole bullshit about what Shift is extra as fuck. Do you think it's been proven? At this point, I don't care. But I do believe that she's the one that is the epicenter of that. And I have my reasons. And I've already explained them. And the only person that I would even have this conversation with would be her. But I thought it, and I thought it when I found out later about Granny's Watching was Jessica Lynn, and then I saw Angela was, there, and then I was like, that's what it was. She must have told Granny, like, it made fucking sense. Everything else is bullshit. But whatever. Anyways, moving on.
What were we talking about? I'm lost. Her case, like Sheldon Jeter Jr. Like, everybody she's like BFFs with. Like, everybody has their hands in all sorts of crazy stuff. And Lana, again, like, I didn't know who the fuck she was. I didn't know about Shazam. I had to learn it by like accident because she's labeling her videos with like as if that like she's gonna talk about these cases. And then if you actually, I don't know who is actually going to her stuff or because of her what she's labeling them, but it comes to the point where I'm showing up for her for that information. And if you watch it, there's actually, well, a lot of her videos are down now, but for like when she actually started going to Pennsylvania, there were like days where like when the court case started, it's just me being like, are you fucking serious? Like, stop saying this shit about like these people. Like, you're actually
that's not exactly true. Everyone that had logged into Shift wasn't using language like that. Not really until it was only me. I did the foul language. Boop, boop, escalate. Like, well, I solemnly swear a lot.
Like, she spent days just saying that like everybody was lying about like this juror's age. And I'm like,
incorrect. What I meant, witness. The trial witness, not juror. The juror is, the only woman of color on in the jury that she followed home, right? And then like talked about like what she prayed about and shit, because that's super chill. But no, this was a mistake. This was a goof. This was, I didn't catch it at the time, so I'm correcting it now. I corrected it back then when I knew that it had happened. I'm talking about the witness, okay?
You need to stop saying that. Why are you saying this guy isn't 63? Like, shut up. Like, unless you can prove it. It just is like, it's harmful. And like, why are you, like, just don't say it. Like, crazy shit happens. Like, stop saying it. Like, are you trying to get more people killed? Because a lot of people get killed. Like, just, it is what it is. Like, and I'm not trying to.
That sounds very flippant and very cruel. And what it was I was trying to get through it. Because if you understand Aliquippa the way that I barely understood Aliquippa at the time, and back then I fucking knew my shit about the shit that I knew about. But after my experience with Lana, I went so far out of my way to learn no more. To put so much space. But half a year after this, Lana would anchor me, my channel, and to a fucking unsolved homicide that took place in Aliquippa. And I will forgive her if she's ever fucking sorry for it. I'm still waiting. It'll be 2 years in June. Right? Is right, wrong is wrong. And this is all fucking...
help more people get hurt. But like, she's being very reckless. And like, for her kid, she literally put a video being like, I went to Aliquippa, I left my kid in the car, I went inside the gun store, I was so fucking crazy inside the gun store that the gun store dude thought that I was crazy, threatened to call the police, and then I was like, I'm just kidding, I'm undercover, my kid's in the car, so he gave me a lollipop. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then the next time, like, it's like, all of a sudden I'm in the middle of like Pornotopia, and I'm trying to be like, who the fuck is Allie? Who the fuck is this bitch? Who the fuck is that bitch? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the whole point, that's how that'll happen. And then, just for me, it comes to these videos where I'm like, stop saying this guy isn't this guy. And then eventually she finally, after like a week, barely mentions it. And so I comment for like the first time my intro was like, hey, glad you finally fucking corrected yourself. And then she like barely does. And then she just like something like, I fucking watched her like go cray. And she like, all of a sudden, like, into like the camera was just like, all right.
So Mandy C says I sound like Lala. Lonnie says that she knows my voice and she's trying to work it out because she knows my voice from somewhere. Is what Steph says. But hold on a second. Let me see. Oh, hold on.
Discover new Dove body wash with 10 times moisture restore complex for instant dryness relief as you shower.
Ooh. Okay. Boop. Hold up. Okay, I needed to do that so that I could do this. Alright, cool. Let's move on. Damn it. Did I fuck with the robots too much?
Shifty poo. Oh. And I'm like, who the fuck is, like, whatever, right, whatever. And then she just was like, let me ask, like, it's my turn to ask questions. And we're there to talk. I thought we were there. She was like, all this stuff about, like, stop talking about, like, fucking my DMs and all this stuff. And she's holding up a picture of Sheldon, like, stop talking about my face. This is my face. And she's holding up this picture of me, like, this is a black man and, like, fucking, like, racism this and racism that. And she's, whatever.
Wait. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but Lana does that?
I mean, I'm mixing up a whole lot of stuff, but yeah, I won't put.
Those were just, that was kind of like the movie montage, like fashion show version of all the fucking crazy shit that I could off the top of my head just spew forth at these people that I thought maybe could keep up if, again, they understood what I assumed they did, and I was wrong. And look, okay, Mandy C is saying that Lana wanted Mandy to go with her to Pennsylvania. And Lana told Mandy C that Mandy C could get killed if she goes with her. Just saying that I was not even being hyperbolic. I was just being, well, you might think that I'm being extra as fuck, but no, it's overwhelm and nerves and assumption and all the things I've already fucking said.
She does that. There are actually moments of like true, like I'm like, oh my god, like maybe she does care. And then there are moments where I'm like, ring the fucking alarm. Like somebody get a hose and like spritz her or something, because like this bitch is fucking like going haywire. And like maybe get her again. I'm not trying to. It's not. I never showed up to like stir shit up, but she got like the twinkle in her eye, and all of a sudden I'm there again to talk about actual murder victims. She has a video. There's one video I think maybe named after Rachel Del Tondo. If you watch it for however long it is, the only fucking person that mentions her is me. And the only reason she put up that video is because the video before it, the only fucking person that mentions her is me. And she gets mad at me for mentioning her. And she's like, well, actually, Shifty, I'm fucking mad that you said that. And then she's like, and half the people here didn't even understand what you said, because she actually is correct, number one. And two, she is so delighted and thankful that her
Mandy motherfucking C. It's not important though, because whoever this person is, they're speaking facts. I'm expressing my experience. I'm also telling the truth.
Viewers are in the dark of what's going on because she relies on it. She wants them to be clueless because it like gives her some kind of power, which doesn't help anybody, like especially her fake clients. And it's absolutely heartbreaking and infuriating. And then to be me when she's like taunting me through the fucking screen, when all I'm saying is change the fucking title of your videos, and then all of a sudden I have some fucking Boston bitch and like To the Moon and like all these other fucking random people, like, and everybody at first was like, so
like what? Like Crystal and Callie and
you're here and then you're back, and those are great questions, and then I'm just like, what the and I felt like, yeah, this is gonna be so excited, we're gonna be part of something.
And Mod Squad.
Like this, there really is a lot going on, and like I was really excited, like the people cared, and because like there's so much, there is so much reason going on. Anyways, blah 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 blah.
I understand. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, and you gotta blow the whistle sometime.
Well, but again, there was too many whistles, and then, but like I said, but then it got to this point where
there's too many whistles.
like there was just this one thing where again, but by the time she ends up banning me for just literally, she did this thing where I mean, again, I'm like trying to pick up the lingo. I'm like, what the fuck is a troll? I was like a fucking like the doll with the like the glitter and the belly button with the hair. I'm like, I don't understand what the fuck they're talking about. Anyways, but and then I got like banned, and I'm like, what the.
That's because that's what they eventually would refer to Shift as. Although later Lana would be like, Shift is not a troll because Shift is a bunch of fucking government names because she's the best PI. Just kidding, she's PO.
What just happened? Like, I'm the only one here that like actually could be like, she should care. But she would accuse me of being a police. She's like, oh, I know who you are. I have your IP address and blah, blah, blah. But anyways, Stephanie L. Yeah, the reason I asked you, and again, I'm
Stephanie L, the name of the channel.
not trying to put you on blast. But the reason I asked is because there was this really fun, exciting situation where she had Dylan on her show. And just
Dylan M?
Huh?
Dylan who?
Tolman.
Dylan Tolman.
I remember hearing that guy's voice for the first time and being like, who the fuck, where did that dude come from? Also, if Tamara Miss Dealey doesn't show up in the chat, she definitely was there, just for the record. But I don't know if she'll come later or what the deal is, but she surely was there during this experience.
Oh, who's that?
Who's asking? Who's
He
asking?
is the.
I am Stephanie. I'm Stephanie, and I don't know Dylan Coleman. But okay, go ahead.
Dylan
Well,
Tolman.
if you're asking, then like then I'll answer. But like the only reason I came up here was because I was like, oh shit, I stirred this up because I was like, it felt like it could be something. But if you don't even know who he is, then I'm gonna relax a little bit because I was like, oh shit, I don't want to put you on blast. But if you don't even know who he is, then
Wait. Dylan Coleman, isn't that the guy that was in prison supposedly with Watts?
yeah.
Okay, well, I only know that through like the grapevine, okay?
Okay. Then you're obviously not who this person is, and so it doesn't even matter. So that's
So you thought I was Dylan?
No. Oh, basically, I don't even know if it's still up, and I'm happy that it's not you because again, I really wasn't trying to like put your business out there, which I felt like I was accidentally doing, but I just was more like, and I'd already tried to put it out there when it first happened because this was, I want to say, I don't know when he was on her show compared to when like Porngate or whatever the fucking whatever it's called happened. Like I don't remember linearly like when that happened. But if it happened first, I tried to handle it as like just a regular person would on behalf of a stranger, being like, I don't think that this should be public. Like out of just genuine concern, because what had happened was Dylan was on Lana's panel, and
this is why I paneled up.
That shit was gross, period. And I don't know what everybody else was watching, but what I was seeing, again, was gross. And I was like, why is Lana trying to act like his fucking agent? And so she, like, later is playing it off like, oh, I kept stopping him because I didn't want him to say shit. I got a totally different vibe. And again, whatever. But I got the vibe that she was like, hold up, that's for our book or whatever. But that could just be me because, like, now I'm a hater. So,
okay,
whatever.
I got a question. I obviously want to hear more what you're saying, but how do I come in play?
Yeah, no, I'm getting there. The whole point. So when he's on her panel, Lana starts...
Lonnie, who, like, called me a bitch recently and fucking blocked me. She told me I speak in codes. Well, you should know by now who I am. You know my voice so well. This is the second time in this one chat that you know that you've heard my voice before. Even though when I said hi and knocked myself off, well, Steph and Irvin will be like, we don't know who that is. Oh my gosh, it's a real person. But Lonnie knows better. And of course, so many of you strangers seem to want other strangers to believe that you know more than me about me. But whatever. Moving on.
Like, if this is an appropriate question, like, so tell me, like, when did you start being a bad boy? Like, now that you're out, like, do you have a Tinder? Are you on Facebook? And he's like, yeah, like, I sent you my Facebook. Did you check it out? And then she's like, oh, yeah, I noticed you didn't like your picture because of, like, the thumbnail. And then they had this weird interaction. And again, like, I pay attention to details because whatever. It's part of my whatever makeup. And
I also talked about the nonverbal communication between Xana and Xanadu and Lana on panel, but I digress. And I'm going to show you a little bit about what I'm talking about right here about this quote-unquote TIFF interview. But this is just, oops, did I fast forward? What I expressed, just in case. Let's go back.
It's part of my whatever makeup, and I noticed it, and it felt very like she did not fucking look at your Facebook because she doesn't give a fuck about you, is the vibe I got. Even though she is fighting for families and you're Chris's brother, I did not get the vibe that she gave any fucks about him. So I decided I'm gonna just look at his Facebook. I went to his Facebook, and I've never felt more worried about people that leave prison than I did when I went to his Facebook, because basically, and I don't know if it's still there, and like whatever, but basically.
Okay, so hold up, wait a minute. So this is the interview. It was published, I guess, on June 1st, 2021. I'm not going to say that that's the date that I saw it, but that's the date that it was published. Also, let's just check out this, the use of hashtags. Lana is an extreme hashtag girl, or she was. But this is her exclusive interview. And, yep. Hold up.
Ever talk about how many like pieces of mail he was getting?
Yeah, I mean, he got a lot of mail. Like people.
Were you around when he knew Anna?
Yeah.
But Lana doesn't like interfere with people's like relationships. She would never like tell people who to be friends with or not to be friends with, or what to do or what not to do. Yada yada yada, whatever bullshit.
I like Anna. I think she's a good girl.
Yeah, I've talked to her, but nobody really talks to her much lately. However,
Yeah.
she's alright, people.
She's all right, people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really X that much, but she, like, when I did,
I just meant like while they were like I guess a thing.
She still loves me and stuff, I know, but things change.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think love comes in different ways too. I mean, you can love somebody, love them, and then be in love with them. I mean, I think that's all.
I've dealt with prison love, and I don't. Prison love is. Yes.
I wonder what's worse, prison love or YouTube love? Who knows? Prison love or YouTube love? It's probably pretty close.
YouTube love.
Probably pretty close.
It'd be
It's a weird ass fucking question. I wonder if she'll ever find out. Just kidding, I don't care.
worse for me, probably on here.
So,
Marty.
so have you started up like a Tinder or like a Facebook? Are you getting out into the social media world?
Yeah, did you check, what is my Facebook anyway? Because I had you look me up.
I don't know. I looked. I saw it. I saw you sent a couple pictures.
This is the situation I was talking about, how, in my opinion, Lana doesn't give a fuck about this dude. The whole time I already expressed this, that I felt like she was trying to act more like his agent and try to pretend like she was in the know with shit she probably wasn't in the know. I'll say some other things later, but my vibe perception was she doesn't care about him. Like, really care. So this is how I ended up peeping his Facebook.
I know you're.
Yeah, I
being
just got
picky.
you on. Like,
I know you're being picky about the picture I used for this thumbnail, so I was just curious.
no, I was just like, I don't know about that one. A little old, but it's good.
Yeah. Let's see. So, Chris, to get commissary, could you get commissary? Because I know I just wanted to clear the air with that. Like,
I don't really care. I think that's it. My point was just, I didn't think that she cared. Then, okay, let's go back.
Sure, because of like the thumbnail, and then they had this weird interaction. And again, like I pay attention to details because whatever, it's part of my whatever makeup. And I noticed it, and it felt very like she did not fucking look at your Facebook because she doesn't give a fuck about you. Is the vibe I got, even though she is fighting for families and you're Chris's brother. I did not get the vibe that she gave any fucks about him. So I decided I'm gonna just look at his Facebook. I went to his Facebook, and I've never felt more worried about people that leave prison than I did when I went to his Facebook, because basically, and I don't know if it's still there and like whatever, but basically his page was just like littered with just like, I'm gonna say hours of basically a person that just got out of jail trying to set up a phone and clearly had no idea what the fuck they were doing, and just live streamed the setup process, and it was bananas, like the most bananas thing I've ever, and like hours, and it's like just the places he went into.
Mandy C, this confirms everything that she's been saying. And Mandy C, I'll say thank you, because she's typing about what I'm doing, which was sharing.
Settings were like in these like wormholes of like just like in like the deep dark crevices of like fucking just, and then he's like clicking on shit in like translation, and he's like, I need help, and it's like trying to play songs and doing all sorts of shit. But anyways, there was a
Also express gratitude for Missing in Life, for Stephel, because I was venting as well. That goes back to sharing, it goes back to expressing. And I do think that there is a major difference between using a platform for expression and using it for abuse.
person in his contact list that was named like Stephanie L. YouTube or some shit like that, and that's what I was asking. It also had shit like Cindy Watts' phone number. And like,
So what I did a shitty job of explaining, because if this Stephanie L was the same Steph L, then she would know who Dylan Toma was. If she had told me she didn't, I wouldn't have paneled up. Like, there's a lot going on, but
and like a text from Jamie Watts and all this other stuff that I thought was really interesting. So that's how that is all tied together. Thank you, the end.
I mean, he might subscribe to me. I don't know. I don't know who else is.
I was not trying to be a dick with this, but I was no, it was
To me, honestly,
It seemed like it, like you. Would,
I don't
it
agree.
seemed like that you they were in touch. Not
Yeah,
that
no,
it
I
is or
don't-
isn't you,
Yeah, no.
but I just figured that you if it was you, you probably would already know. No, again, maybe.
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
not. I don't know. But anyway,
I mean,
I was a little bit out of breath. I also was really fucking cold. I was really fucking cold, and so that was also what they were hearing. I also had been holding it in, and I was getting it out in bits and pieces, and again, haphazardly. I could have chopped this up and rearranged it and, had it make more sense, but this is how it played out. I can be sorry for that. I can wish it were different. I'll never be able to change that. But I'm not the one that's trying to rewrite history. I'm trying to allow the truth to be transparent.
I mean, if channels hide like the channels that they are sub to. You don't see who subs
No,
to you.
this
However, if you have it open where everybody can see the channels you sub to, then
No. This was his phone log. This was the phone log.
Oh, okay. Oh, no. I don't talk to nobody. No, I'm good.
Yeah, no, this was his phone log. This was his phone log, and
See, now I'm comfy. Now I'm eating. Now I'm chillaxing. Pattern of behavior.
everything was on blast. And I was like, I don't really care about Cindy Watts, but like, if this is her real phone number, like,
So he doxed her?
well, I don't know, but I was like, I refuse to, like, again, I don't really care about, like, people, like, again, I was not looking to get up in the island, but I also didn't expect fucking Lana to be like, fucking put me on blast and be like, so tell me, Shifty, like, do you like Natasha Cooper? Are you a fan of the Christopher Lee Watts case? And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And she was trying to get me on panel, and I was like, what the fuck is a panel? But, like, anyways, the whole point is, I'm not going to email somebody with the email that's for Christopher Watts. Can't do it. My fingers.
I ended up doing this, just for the record. But at the time, no one on Team AF would have believed that anyone on Team AF would have done what I'm talking about, which is to email that email address. But I did do that eventually. The response from that email, well, I don't think it would surprise anyone that knows what I know or has experienced anything like what I have. But anyways, who cares, right?
Won't do it. So I was like, who could I do it to? But I did my due diligence and sent the stuff to people.
This is about, again, I saw that this guy had, I guess, doxed again, and that implies, that by definition means that there was a malice intent. So I think he accidentally published the phone log as well as some text messages and some other things, and I thought it was important to tell someone and I did. I told who I thought could actually fucking help, not in any way to make it into content, which now I am, because muhuhaha, I'm the most evil, but because I wanted to help. I also, because I'm so narcissistic and selfish and shit, I also didn't want, again, for it to ever haunt me later, because I knew what I saw. I know that it made me uncomfortable. Excuse me. And I know that if anything were to ever have happened, I would have inescapable guilt. So forgive me if you feel like I need to ask for it.
Oh, that I hope it got to people. If that was real, but he ended up like switching it. I don't really know where he is. I don't think he's okay.
Ma'am?
You don't think he's okay?
I mean, I don't think he's like okay, like in a
Like mentally? Or
no,
like
I don't think he's. Yeah, I think he needs help. The last I saw, like, I think that like he's burned some bridges, and like I don't know his situation. I don't really. I mean, I have no connection to him. Like I said, my heart goes out to anybody in a predicament like that. I don't really know if I like necessarily trust him, but I can still feel for him, and I think he's capable of doing better. And I don't think that Christopher Watts is his ticket out of anything. And I hope that. And I also don't think. Well, and I don't want to offend anyone with religion, but I also think if you're not sincere.
I don't want to offend anyone with religion. Also, I can see this comment sneaking up from Lonnie, where I'm assuming she's going to say that she maybe was wrong and she doesn't think that I'm the person she thought it was. And isn't that interesting? Mandy C suggested that maybe I wasn't someone that she was going to be able to identify like they all were sure she would. And so look at this. Is this mob mentality? I don't fucking know. It doesn't even matter. But it is interesting, maybe. A little bit. Mm-hmm.
It's same thing with the nonprofit. Like, if it's not legit, like, it's not going to work. So, anyways, blah, blah, blah. I'm glad it's not you.
And by that, what I know that I meant was, like, if it's not operated at a heart, if it's operated from a position of ego, it ain't going to do what they suggested it was for. And I don't need to prove that, I don't
I
think.
was, like, worried because I was like, I don't want to.
Because Lana proves it. And so do her Atlanta poodle bitches.
Doctor.
And so do those that left the camp of Lana land and went on to just be shitty still and do nothing to support the people, the places, the cases, the anything that they were so committed to before. prayer hand emojis this and hashtag save Sheldon that. Fuck them. And by them, I mean those that I still welcome conversation, not fucking chaos. And those that absolutely, to date, are fucking with me, are fucking with mine. I'm still not doing that to them. And specifically, I'm talking about those like To the Moon and Callie and Crystal and Jamie and Mod Squad and more. And many more.
Whatever this is, if that is you, and like
Right.
make you feel, bring attention to it. So
Hey, no, absolutely. And like, I mean, I'm glad,
Did you hear my whoop? Whew.
you know, you felt like you were all right enough to come up and tell us about it. And talk
I mean, like,
about it.
I mean,
You're
whatever.
more than welcome to hang out. So, you know, we enjoyed having you in chat all night. I mean, for the time.
Yeah, I was making funny fucking jokes in chat, the best of my punny ability, and shit got fucking weird. Also, I've already said this. Mandy C was really, really sick that night or that morning, and I started to say this earlier. But what is not going to be shown here is the end of my time on panel when Mandy C is going to come up on panel. And I'm not suggesting she hit the fucking eject button, but it is with her influence that I was removed from panel. And, I was pissed. By the time I got back home, back inside, well, did I say something then, or had I shut it down and couldn't find the fucking link? Because Mandy C would delete everything. And then I had no idea how to get to Steph L's channel. Stephanie L's. Until what? How long later? And I know the answers to my questions. But again, I already told you that what happened in the comment section was almost more interesting. But I'm not going to show you that. Or am I? No, I'm not.
I feel better. I mean, I'm like I said, I just wanted to know because I learned about this whole thing from crazy people, so I don't know what to expect.
I learned about this whole interactive YouTube crazy fucking bullshit, YouTube street shit from these fucking people that are running it into the sewer that it is. But anywho,
definitely didn't expect to like be in, like I'm not involved.
Right. I got a
Like,
question.
I'm not, like, you know.
So the whole like.
and again, before I went on panel and I had asked a question about what information they would get, they would have a whole conversation about how they couldn't get access to information. Irvin would have this fucking monologue about how, you know, what a relief it is to like not have secrets and shit like that. And hey, if I wanted to access his email, like he wouldn't mind if I like cleaned it up for him, because like this whole fucking thing. But again, whatever, it is what it is, and this is what it was. She's gonna ask a question about Lana's mock trial for like the Christopher Watts case. I'm not sure if I answer her question if I remember it, because I don't know. We'll hear in a second, but but no, I was not a participant in it. Oh, I remember what I'm going to talk about, and I'll just let it play because it is what it is. I know what it meant. Do you? I don't know. Is this code? I wasn't meaning it to be, but
A trial thing. I kind of watched, you know, bits and pieces here and there, but
any trial stuff that I was talking about was the actual fucking trial, because Sheldon Jeter Jr. went to trial, and now he's in prison for forever for killing not Rachel Del Tondo, but someone that was murdered after Rachel. He just happened to be a person of interest in both cases. The authorities declared him a person of interest. Lana Oriani would declare that shift happens. Well, half a year later after this, she would have assigned so many names to shift happens by then. And in 1 week, she would suggest 6 fucking names, right? Well, that's publicly, but at least 2 more privately. 100% Lynn, 100% fucking Andrea. And I'm 100% not them, or Kitty, or Dan, or the Punisher. I know who Extras Fuck is. And I'm not Megan Barbuto, and I've never threatened her either. But stay tuned, because what? Some time traveling car that's not even really that is going to tell everybody what I really am here for, who I'm impersonating. They're going to fucking prove it. And somebody who was the stalker of what? the person that caused this fucking chat nonsense, not this chat in this live stream, but the chat that is now Hell Chat 2.0 or whatever, to whoever the fuck Amy is, who are you? Also, I'm not going to dig into you like you are digging into whomever you're digging into. But shut the fuck up. Because you're wrong. And just shut the fuck up in general. Or do you truth stick, whatever the fuck. But no matter what bullshit y'all spin, you're never going to change my truth. And trust me, I already regret being nice to those that never deserved it. Those I was warned about. But you're the reason why it's so dangerous for people to know where and who others are. You're showcasing your shitty behavior. That's your pattern. But whatever.
On the juror or anything like that was like, I mean,
Me?
yeah, was it like,
Okay, actually, I do have a question, and I don't have the answer, but I watched part of it. The opening statement was so fucking stupid. I was like, this is so dumb. And like,
Kevin Kelly could tell she was trying to railroad, you know, and hey, kind of thing. That
it just is so dumb. And
I mean, not that it was what the heck was it? The friend. What's her?
Oh, Nicole.
Yeah, and hey, I felt like she was kind of trying to railroad
Okay,
her.
that's my question. I don't know, because again, I had to learn like real quick, like, because I just got like real bitter, real petty, like super fast, like all my bitch, like just fucking like high school, just like resurfaced. Well, not even high school. I just was like, oh, bitch, I'm in. Like, I will fucking ruin you. I just wanted like, and it's so easy because she's so bad, and like she's just so bad at like being right. Like it's too easy. But anyway, I was wondering.
So was you on the jury or no?
No, not even a little bit. I had nothing to do with it. I did because I'm really bad at trolling and everything to do with the chat, period. But
I don't think I meant that like how I'm understanding it now about trolling, because I just kept getting told that Shift was a troll, and Shift wasn't a troll. Shift was informed. Everyone that was logged into my account, or those that I know who they are that also participated in Lana's channel, they were the ones that knew about Aliquippa shit. And they're the ones that got fucking blocked from Lana's channel. Temporarily, though, you have to understand that. For some of us. Because Shift did not remain blocked. Neither did Extra as Fuck. No. Because Lana would torment and taunt and tag those two accounts. Those two I specifically mentioned because they're part of Team AF. Actual. Factual.
I just wanted fucking, I heard that like, because again I'm catching up, so I'm like way behind, but I just recently heard something where like Save Robbie, and I don't know how he's involved in any of it because I can't, I'm just trying to like learn names, but I heard that he was the judge, and I was like, oh, this guy needs to just put out a video where he just like is like, you know, like,
Save Robbie was the judge.
All I was trying to say was that, like, I wanted there to be a video that Save Robbie did way back when, where it was like an old-timey newscast, where it was like, like, breaking news, or whatever the fuck, I can't make the sound right, and declare a mistrial, and shut the fucking mock trial down, because it was making a mockery of even mock trials, and it was certainly making a mockery out of anything true to trial. The way that they ought to be. But in my opinion, allegedly, of course, Lana would bring her bullshit to the court as well, in real life. And hurt real people. And she's really still doing that. And that week that Lana said publicly that Shift was, 6 different names? More behind the scenes. But the name that she would assign, right before she starts her timeline when she went to court with Lala, when Lauren happens, well, somebody called Tina from What the Fuck Translations, because what the fuck? It wasn't just another name. What she did was she assigned that real person, whose name I knew immediately. Maybe like 3 million plus others would also know that name, or anyone familiar with Rachel Del Tondo's murder, or Aliquippa. Because Lauren happens to be the one that dropped off Rachel moments before she was assassinated on her parents' driveway, her mom's driveway, on Mother's Day night in 2018. And Lauren happens not to be a person of interest, say the authorities. But Lana, without any authority, used her platform to express and abuse that name and my channel by tethering all of us together when Lana said it all again and again. Defamation, slander, libel. She's in real life dangerous doxer. She's a fucking idiot. She's cruel. She operates from ego, not heart, and she's problematic AF. She'll dox babies. She'll dox the deceased. She will interfere, interrupt, infiltrate, infect. Allegedly, of course, in my opinion. For entertainment purposes only. And I think it's only entertaining to, well, Lana and her Lana Pool bitches. But here we are, moving
on. I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep interrupting. No. I just feel like you got a lot built up and it all coming out so fast, and Urban's he wants to ask you a couple things.
She's gonna say that I'm safe there. I'm gonna stop it here because of, well, I know something pops up on screen, and so I don't want it to, and I don't want to have to re-edit this anymore, so I'm gonna end it here. Maybe I'll show you more later. I don't know. I might not. You might have to wait for to see it in a court of law. It might have to be subpoenaed or subpoenaed or whatever. But thanks, Lonnie. I seriously have been hurt by Lana, as well as those that I speak for, as well as those that I don't know and I'm not speaking for, but that are out there, silently or screaming. I know that there's more. Victims, that is. And again, for this experience, as shitty as it was or would become, even I just want to hold space for this moment here, which is that, Lonnie, you recognize in real time. And again, Ms. Teely was there as well, but she must have been blocked at the time that this was acquired. But the hurt is real, and the opportunity to vent was it was impromptu, accidental. It wasn't sought, and but I am grateful. At the end of it, I felt like, what was the fucking point? And then I wanted it to be removed, and by the time that I wanted it to never be altered, it was deleted. and I am also proud of the episodes that I hosted with Steph, and we talked about the transformative opportunity when people invite or allow compassion, even for strangers, because when we were friendly, I believe that was the key to that. That was the component necessary, was her ability to perceive me as someone that cared for her, a stranger, and maybe it allowed her to care back, or whatever it was, and she expressed it better, and from in her own way when she did on my panel the times that she did, and I'm grateful for those. And it makes me sad for where we are now, but this is about back then. This is where it started. This was my raw voice. This was raw and as real as it gets. This is the first panel. You'll never find me on a panel before. And Boston loves Lana. Boston supports Lana. Boston knew about this. Just like she knew what Lana did half a year later, what she knows has happened since. And fuck her is how I feel. But I ain't the dangerous one. Not like they are. But the truth being transparent is so dangerous to them. But why? That's a better question. Start asking that instead. Oh no! Who's that? Come and knock on my door. Oh no! Sorry, y'all. 5050. Wait, no, 5150. Wait, I don't want to do math.